It's time to put up a tent.
Tent. Your tent will come zipped in a bag like this.
Except not broken.
Yeah, it will be broken. And with the string.
This tent will come with a bag of pegs to peg it in.
And the poles and the fly will be rolled up inside. So undo your string, unroll the tent. Roughly position your tent once your partner gets off it.
Come here. Come here.
Where you might like it to be. Make sure the ground's clear of sticks and avocado stones.
This is a bag of poles to put it up.
This is your bag of poles. Once your tent is roughly in position, unfold. You can now put a peg loosely in each of the four corners.
Now
when pegging, you want to pull it semi-tight, but it doesn't have, just so the bottom, the floor layer is taut and you've got your thing in a rectangle. Have your assistant hammer in pegs.
Wait, no, you're the assistant.
The fly, which is the waterproof outer layer, will be rolled up in the centre of the tent. You can take that out of the way for now. Put it aside.
What is this, a YouTube video on how?
Tip your fixable poles out of their bag and you will see that there is two distinctive colours of fiberglass poles, grey and black. Ignore the golden ones, those are for the roof gazebo thingy later. Assemble your flexible fiberglass poles to make long poles. The primary structure of the tent is two poles that cross across the tent through these green sleeves. You will see that the edge of the green sleeve has a black trim, which means it takes one of the black fiberglass poles. With two people, take your long black pole, which has now been fully connected. Send it to your assistant, who will feed it through the black trimmed green sleeve. You'll go across the centre where the two strings are, out the other side. So you insert your black pole through the black trim sleeve across the tent, following and then into the, you insert the pin into the end of the pole to hold it. You can basically follow the crossed seam where these clips are to help guide where your pole goes. So we have the black poles threaded through the main centre crisscross of the tent, like so. At the moment they're not pegged, but we will do that as we go. So you will take the pin and put it back in that end. That's the centre pin. Good. You're going to hold that there and we're going to lift. You come into the middle, Zoe, and lift the centre of the tent as I push this up. Don't stand on the tent, only on the floor through the zip door. So you need to feed this through, honey, so it goes up. Once you have the two main black ones pinned in their pins, which is the first pin in from the outside corner, on every corner basically, then you can take your your grey poles, and they're actually going to go into the pins, the second pin's in from the corner. That's corner, first pin is the black one, second pin is the grey one. Zoe, you want to pin that, push it through if you need to, and Zoe will pin that, and I will pin the other side at the same time. Wherever there is a crossover point like that, there will be a correlating string attached to the tent. You just tie just like tying a shoe, you just tie a bow there. Now that we have the 4 main rods in, we will thread the last 2 grey rods through the outside grey trimmed sleeves, and they will go into the extra pin where the black rods are at the first point on. Once you have the outer grey ones installed through the outer grey trim sleeve, you can tie your things at the crossover. They don't have to be tight, just like that is perfect, and then you can clip these clips on, and that's going to form the rest of your structure. You notice the clips run along the same seams that we followed for setting up the poles. That's the basic structure of the tent formed. You can put additional pegs in along the loops at the floor joins, like here or there, depending on how windy and how many pegs you might need. Next we'll be putting on the fly. The fly is the outer layer which provides the weatherproofness. Obviously these are lifting off the ground, so we should probably put some pegs in there at some point.
Now we are pushing these pegs further in. Yeah, okay.
At the moment, if it's only going to be set up for a day or two, I've just pegged the 4 outer corners and then each side of the doorways. You don't need to record them all, Joe. It's boring and useless. You want to make sure that your logos are on the outside of the fly. Should be fairly nice, and the seams will be on the inside, the visible seams with the seam tapers on the inside, as well as the little velcro bits that clip onto the poles. Orientate your fly either direction, because each side of this tent's the same, so it doesn't matter which way it goes. Pause. You'll see your fly will line up, the seams will line up with the poles, the doors will line up with the other doors,
and the
corners will line up with each other. And this is the reason I haven't put lots of pegs in, because you now have to peg out your fly. Pause.
Can I peg some
You'll
flies?
notice that the fly has more ribbon ties in the same location as the ones you've previously done. Same thing applies, just a standard bow and tie like a shoelace. And that way it's easy to get up later. And that's where you start attaching your fly. Then make sure all the doors are zipped, and then peg your 4 corners, and then peg beside the doors using the little elastic loops on the bottom of the fly, or the hooks. If it's got hooks, you can actually just hook into that loop that's already there. Hooks, hook loop, don't need peg.
Cut!
There is additional guy ropes that you can see here. Pull that out so don't unravel it, which you can pin down to the ground on an angle like that, but it's really only needed if there's going to be high wind. Otherwise this tent's really strong and doesn't really need it.
Yes.
We've put pegs in the center ends of the fly and in the corners, and that keeps the fly away from the tent, and that gives insulation and airflow. That is pretty much it. These golden poles can be used to make a covered entranceway like so. You just attach the guy rope to the top, over the top. Once you've, just steal one of the ones off the tent that we aren't using. Hook it over the loop on top of the door flap, and then out on a 45-degree angle over there, and peg it. Bob's your unkie.